Hello, today we're making focaccia bread and we got our lovely, dough ready. So we got the strong white bread flour, 500 grams, and of course, nutmeg, 1 tablespoon, about 50 grams of fresh tomatoes. Chop that inside, mix that with the flour, and of course, one yeast. And perhaps, you can use olive oil, that's all right. And of course, some rosemary. So making the rosemary focaccia bread. So sit back, class, and enjoy. Thank you very much. So we're gonna get started straight away. So I'm gonna pop in the rosemary now. Make it pop that straight into the oven. A little bit of sea salt as well. So if this is your first time watching this lovely channel, please remember to share and subscribe. Thank you. Cheers. got some rosemary. That's rosemary. So I'm going to wash that straight away. So I'm going to sprinkle a bit of flour on the worktop. So we got some strong white bread flour. Sprinkle it on the worktop. So that's it though. So we got the tomato in. We got the, I'm gonna put some rosemary in there. So we got some fresh rosemary. So I'm gonna roll that out. So now we got the dough ready. I'm gonna pop in some rosemary and some lovely fresh tomatoes on top. So I'm gonna wash my lovely, rosemary sprigs. Looks amazing, isn't it? So that's the rosemary. So I'm gonna pick that like that, you know, just a little bit. I'm gonna pop that. But before that, I'm gonna make some holes. So you can just, use your fingers. If you want to do it one at a time, it's up to you. Or you want to do it like that. But make sure it's nice and straight, nice and quick. Like that, space that. Make it look nice, you know. So I want it even and equal. So because I want it even and equal, I'm gonna do it one at a time. But if you're in a fast pace, you can use nice and quickly, So I'm gonna use that, do it like that, to make some holes, space that. We'll pop the rosemary in there. Give it some nice space, This is Italian focaccia bread, like that, Put it like that, like that, like that, like that, like that. You just keep, doubling size, just like that. Carry on doing it like that, like that, like that, like that. Give it a nice space, you know what I mean? Like that. So that's the hole. You use that with your fingers. You make the hole with your fingers. So that's it. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pop in my little fresh tomatoes and my rosemary. So I got some rosemary. That's a sprig of rosemary. I'm gonna pick that like that. I'm gonna pop that in here like that. Look at that, it looks amazing, isn't it? Pick it like that. Pick it like that. Pick it like that. Pick it like that. Like that. Now I'm gonna pop that in here. Pop that one on that one. Look at that, it looks amazing, isn't it? Like that. Like that. Look at that. Lovely. So I'm gonna pick more. Like that. Like that. Like that. Like that. Pop that in here. Pop that one. Looks bigger, isn't it? So we're gonna drizzle more olive oil on top. Pop that in here. Look at that, lovely. Like that. Like that. Amazing. More rosemary, like that. Get that in. Gonna pick more, like that, nice and quickly. So I'm going to pop that in here. Lovely. So now I'm going to preheat my oven straight away. Look at that, I'm going to pop in the tomatoes on top now. That's some cherry tomatoes. So I'm going to cut that in half like that. Cut that in half. So I'm going to pop that one in here like that. Make it look nice. You know what I mean? You can see the dough is rising, doubling in size, keeps growing, it's growing up. You know what I mean? Like that. Pop that one like that. Like that. Like that. Looks amazing, isn't it? That's the tomato focaccia bread we're talking about. Lovely, look at that. Looks amazing. Make it look nice now. On that one. So I got some sea salt. I'm going to drizzle a little bit of sea salt on top. So I'm using the sea salt a little bit. So I'm going to sprinkle sea salt on top. Sea salt like that. Lovely. Make it look crispy on top. Olive oil or rapeseed oil, that's alright. So I'm going to drizzle more oil on top. Some olive oil or rapeseed oil. Make it look nice. Look at that. Amazing. Lovely. So we're gonna leave that to rest for about 5 minutes. I'm gonna pop that straight into the oven. So we're gonna bake that for about 190 degrees for about 20 minutes. It's not gonna take time because it's focaccia bread. It bakes so quickly, you know. It's a flat bread. So we have focaccia pizza. So the one I'm making is the Italian one. That's the Italian focaccia bread. This is tomato and rosemary focaccia. Look at that. That's the rosemary and that's the tomatoes. So if you're joining this live stream, please remember to share, like, and subscribe. Thank you very much. So this is a lovely channel. So we're making the focaccia bread today. So I'm going to pop that straight into the oven in the next 5 minutes. So if you're just joining the live stream, we're using the strong white bread flour. That's what we use to make the dough. 500 grams of strong white bread flour, a pinch of sea salt, and of course a little bit of nutmeg to spice it. Just 1 tablespoon of nutmeg, and of course the instant dry yeast. So I use this just one of that. So that's a fast action dry yeast one. Enough for that. Then warm water about 300 grams. Olive oil, rapeseed oil about 100 grams. And if you like, you can use a little bit of brown sugar, about 1 tablespoon of brown sugar. That's alright, a little bit. Any sugar is alright, about 1 tablespoon. And of course, fresh tomatoes. This is 250 grams, about 100 grams of fresh tomatoes. You need to chop that finely and pop that, mix it with the dough. And of course, we need about 100 grams to put on top. And of course, we need some fresh rosemary to put on top, So I'm going to pop the bread straight into the oven, and I'm going to explain how I made this lovely dough to this point. It looks amazing, isn't it? So we're gonna pop that straight into the oven now. So remember to give a like, and of course remember to subscribe if you have not done so, and of course share this lovely video. So we're preheating the oven to about that's the oven is on. It's just behind me. So I'm gonna pop that straight into the oven now in the next couple of minutes. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pop that straight into the oven. So the bread straight into the oven now. So we're gonna bake that for about 20 minutes. Straight into the oven now. So bread will be ready in the next 20 minutes. 180 degrees. So I'm going to explain to you how I made this lovely focaccia bread. So I'll be explaining that in a couple of minutes before we fish straight into the oven. It's a lovely bread, lovely focaccia bread. It looks amazing. I love focaccia bread, you know? My favorite. So, focaccia bread will be ready in a couple of minutes. Nice and easy. Rosemary focaccia bread is really nice. You know, I love rosemary focaccia bread because tomato bread as well. You can just pop in only tomato if you like tomato, or if only rosemary. You could make it like a rosemary bread. It's up to you, or maybe a tomato bread, anyone you like. Or you could put both. But normally when you're making a tomato focaccia or a rosemary focaccia bread, you need to like a focaccia bread. It's good to put both of them, rosemary and tomato. Just makes it look nice, you know, make it taste great, you know. I mean. So I will explain how I made the dough. If you just join this live stream, I'm going to be explaining how I made the dough. You can rewatch the video. You can also search on my channel on YouTube. I've made lots of focaccia bread. You'll find all the focaccia bread I made. And you can also rewatch this particular one as well. So I'm going to be explaining that in a couple of minutes. Amazing. Alright, so you can use the fresh rosemary or the dry one. Fresh rosemary is nice to make a focaccia bread. But if you want to pop the dry one, that's alright. But if you want to make it look good, look nice, use a fresh one, you know? I mean, so we got the bread in the oven. It's gonna be ready in a couple of minutes. So now what I'm gonna explain how I made this lovely dough. So now when you're making the focaccia bread, the recipe for the focaccia bread is, you want to make a focaccia bread, and you want to pop that on a tray. We just need 6 ingredients. So what we need is a strong white bread flour. When you're making bread, you want the bread to be elastic. You want an elastic ball of dough. We need a strong flour. You could use the homemade one, that's alright. So if you're making the homemade focaccia bread, so you'll be using the homemade one, that's the homemade bread flour. This is more healthy. Or if you're using the white flour, you'll be using this one, that's the strong white bread flour. The plain flour are for the normal pastries, like the sweet pastries. You make your biscuit, cakes, your lovely puddings and desserts or whatever. Or if you're making the bread, you use the strong white bread flour, the strong one. Or if you want to make the homemade one, the whole wheat, that's alright. But for the white bread flour, you want your bread dough to be elastic. So that's the one. That's the secret in bread making. You have to use a strong white bread flour to make an elastic ball of dough. But if you use a plain flour to make your bread, it's not going to come out very well. So the strong white bread flour, we need just 500 grams of strong white bread flour, and that's it, my friend. So now, we'll be using that. That's the fast action dry yeast. That's what we need to make that lovely bread. Just 7 grams, that's it. 7 grams is enough for 500 grams of flour. I mean, just 7 grams. So, because if you put too much yeast in the flour, what's gonna happen is, you know what I mean. It's gonna be smelling yeast everywhere. So, but if you just pop in 7 grams of yeast, a little bit of yeast, that's alright. It's not gonna be smelling yeast everywhere. So now that's the recipe. I'll be right back. Give me a sec. So now you see, that's the use the that's the fast action dry. It's just 7 grams you need, and to make the lovely bread dough. So I'll be explaining that in a couple of minutes. I'm just giving the recipe. So we need 500 grams of strong white bread flour, and of course we need 7 grams of yeast. And of course, my friend, what we need is, you know, you can use cherry toms or you can use the plum tomatoes. That's alright. So if you want to use the plum tomatoes, that's alright. The baby plum, you can use that. That's alright. So now, we got the cherry toms and the cherry tomatoes. I love cherry tomatoes to make my focaccia bread because it's nice and round. But the plum is oval shaped. I don't want to use the oval one. I want it to come out nice and nice and beautiful. So I use the cherry toms, like nice and round. So we need 200 grams of cherry tomatoes. So the cherry toms. We need a little bit of sea salt. We're gonna put a pinch of sea salt in the dough while we're mixing, and at the end, we're gonna sprinkle a little bit of sea salt on top of the lovely, rollout dough. I mean, and you could use, I'll show you. You can use some olive oil if you like, you know. any olive oil. I'm using the Greek extra virgin olive oil. You can use any olive oil, that's alright. Or if you don't want to use olive oil, you go for uh, rapeseed oil. So the rapeseed oil, you know, is it contains less, less fat than the olive oil. So similar, the rapeseed oil is similar to the olive oil. So if you want to use, I always use the rapeseed as a substitute. If I don't have an olive oil in the house, I use the rapeseed oil. But normally I used to have both of them. So I like to use the olive oil and the rapeseed oil. They are very healthy in bread making and, you know, for drizzling and for sauce and all that. You know, they are natural. You know what I mean? Then I love to spice when I'm making bread. I love to use nutmeg. Give it a little spice. Nutmeg is very good. You can use the whole nutmeg. You know, grind that yourself, or you can buy the ground. This is 100% ground nutmeg, which is nice. Smells alright. Smells like nutmeg. It says here just ground nutmeg, 100% nutmeg. So I love to use that for my bread, my cakes, and all that. It gives add flavor to your lovely bread. Know what I mean? Then, of course, we need rosemary, so you can have a fresh rosemary. Some sprigs of rosemary. Because rosemary, looks alright. You know what I mean? Look at that, lovely rosemary. I mean, so some fresh rosemary. So I'm going to be explaining how I made that now, because bread is almost ready. So I'll be nice and quick because bread is almost ready. So I'm going to have a look and see what's going on. Yeah, the bread keeps growing and growing. It's getting bigger and bigger. So I'm going to explain that nice and quickly. Nice and quickly. So the bread will be ready in the next, bread will be ready in the next 15 minutes. So I'm gonna set my timer to see what I'm gonna do. I think. Let me put it out there. Let me say that. So I'm gonna give it that 10 minutes. So when it's 10 minutes, I'm gonna check what's going on in 10 minutes. So I'm gonna press start now, and in 10 minutes, I'm gonna have a look and see if the bread is ready or not. So let's give it 10 minutes for now because it's there for about 10 minutes. So when it start beeping, I'll have a look and see, if it's ready or not. So I'm going to be explaining how to make that bread now in a couple of minutes. So I listed the recipe already. So it's just the explanation for those who are touching in this lovely live stream and this lovely channel. So remember to give a like and of course share if you like the video, and of course subscribe if you have not done so. And you can check out all the channels we have. If you visit our channel, if you scroll down, if you visit our channel, scroll down, and if you love football, you see the channel named The Football Girls there. Go through the channel, and if you like it, subscribe to it. And also you have the other one, the Nigeria channel. So you can check that out. If you like that, you can subscribe to that as well. So we got 3 channels. So now we're making a focaccia bread, and the bread's gonna be ready in a couple of minutes. So I'll be explaining how I made that bread. So for those who are joining this live stream, as I said before, I listed the recipes. So it's a secret recipe, and this is how I make my bread every day. I make lots of bread. You can check the bread playlist. If you go to the channel, check the bread playlist. You find I make lots of bread. So you can share the playlist. Of course, you know, have a look on the kind of bread. I make lots of bread. I make the Dutch oven bread as well. The artisan bread, sourdough bread, coconut bread, milk bread, whatever bread rolls. So, but today we're making the focaccia, the tomato focaccia bread. So, and of course for the fish lovers, I used to make the fish bread, the sardine, the sardine bread. So, for now, I'm making focaccia bread. I'm making the Italian bread. I mean, these are Italian recipe. Italian focaccia bread. So it's gonna be ready in a couple of minutes. So I'm gonna explain how I made that. So what I did was to we have my flour. Yeah, well, if you are used to making bread all the time, you don't need to weigh out the flour. Or if you need to making bread, you need to weigh out the flour. But when I put my flour in, I know it's 500 grams, and I know what quantity of the yeast. When you make something all the time, you're used to it. So like weighing out is like waste of time sometimes. So, but you got a scale, weigh out 500 grams of flour, set that aside, and grab some saucepan or a kettle or whatever, or your boiling ring or whatever. Just bring your water to the warm temperature, and most times when you're making the bread, and you don't know what temperature to use for the warm water, it becomes hot, it kills the yeast. So you don't want to kill the yeast. So make sure the temperature is lukewarm water. What you need to do is you want to know your water is warm. You dip your hand, you dip your fingers into the water. If the water is warm, you feel it in your finger is warm. But if it's hot, you know it's hot. So that's how to know if it's a lukewarm water, if it's warm water to use for the bread making. So 200 grams of flour, 500 grams of flour, and of course 300 grams of warm water straight away into the bowl. So give me a sec. I'll be right back. Bread is almost ready. And bread is almost ready. Let's have a look again. We got 5 more minutes. Bread will be ready in 5 minutes, so we're gonna keep an eye on it. I'm trying to wash the dishes. So I'll carry on explaining what I mean. I said what we need to do is to pop in the 300 grams of warm water into the lovely bowl. And after that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna pop in the yeast that's one sachet usually. 7 grams, that's the yeast. The fast yeast actually die. But if you love using the fresh yeast, that's alright. The fresh yeast, you can use that, that's alright. So what we need to do is to pop in the warm water, and after that, we're gonna mix that together and pop in 500 grams of flour in bits, not all of them. Keep mixing with a wooden spoon or a spatula, whatever you like, and pop in 100 grams of olive oil or rapeseed oil. You don't want to use sunflower oil making your bread now. When you're making bread, the best oil to use is olive oil or rapeseed oil, not the sunflower oil or the refined oil. Because the olive oil and rapeseed oil gives you the little of color, you know? So that one, use that one. Then adding the nutmeg, a little bit of sugar, pinch of salt, keep mixing. And after that, you can pop in more olive oil if you like. Then chop in your tomatoes, a little bit of tomatoes, pop it in there, mix it together. And you start to knead the dough in there. Make sure you have a smooth ball of dough, but nice and soft, don't sticky dough. That's what we want. That's what we want to make our bread. Non-sticky, nice and soft. It can look nice. So I can perceive the bread. The bread is almost ready. So we're gonna keep an eye on that. Smells nice. Looks lovely. So I'm going to check what's going on, if the bread is ready or not. But we got 2 more minutes, so it's going to beep. So when it beeps, I'm going to keep an eye on checking again. So it's going to be ready in a couple of minutes. In 1 minute, it's going to be ready in 1 minute. It's not ready, going to be a little bit of time in it. Well, we believe so, it should be almost ready because I can perceive the aroma, you know. It smells great, you know. It smells great. So now, bread is almost ready. So after that, you need that continuously after kneading. You need on a wok top for about 5 minutes and leave that to double in size for about an hour. So after doubling size, roll out the dough. You can mix some rosemary in there if you like before cooking the dough. And after that, roll out the dough, pop in some rosemary on top and some tomatoes. So you roll out the dough and pop it on the tray. The tray is going to use to bake it, the flat tray. And so that's my alarm beeping, the timer. The timer is beeping, it's telling me my bread is ready. But I hope so, it's going to be ready, I hope so. So I'm going to turn that off soon and check the bread nice and quickly. So the timer is telling me it's ready. So hopefully the bread will be ready very soon. I believe so. We're gonna check this lovely bread now, see what's going on. I mean, almost ready, or even ready. So I'm gonna check the bread quickly. Now I'm gonna put everything away. I don't need it anymore. So I can perceive the aroma, it smells nice. Bread is ready. So we're gonna see what's going on. So I'm gonna put the fresh tomato away. And I'm gonna put the yeast away. I'm gonna put the flour away. make my table nice and clean, my worktop. And I'm gonna pop the bread on the worktop. And we're gonna slice that, we're gonna enjoy that. We're gonna pop that on the chopping board. Look at them, it's ready. We're gonna make it nice and clean. We'll make it nice and clean, and we're gonna pop the bread. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna lay that out like that. Nice and easy. And like that. So now what we're gonna do is bread is ready, camera is off. Alright, so now we're gonna enjoy our bread now. Bread is ready. Alright. So bread is ready. Focaccia bread is ready. So this is what we're talking about. So we're talking about the focaccia breads, and this is what we're talking about, my friends. So that's the bread. Look at that, amazing. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna turn that on the chopping board, and we're gonna slice that. This is you can see. I show you. You can see the crispy sea salt on top. That's the sea salt on top of the bread, and you can see the tomato is not burnt. That's what we're talking about. This is the cherry tomb, so you need to set your temperature to about 180, 190 degrees so you don't burn the tomatoes, you don't burn the bread. And I'm going to insert a skewer or a stick inside. If it comes that clean, it's ready. So the bread is ready. It's clean, it's not sticky. So you got the tomatoes on top, and you got the rosemary on top. Look at that. And you got some chopped tomato inside. You got some rosemary inside. And you drizzle some olive oil on top. Look at that. Looks nice. Lovely bread. Made within 2 hours. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pop that on the chopping board. I'm going to slide that. I'm going to enjoy that. So you can enjoy that with a cup of coffee, cappuccino, whatever coffee you like, latte, or you can have a cup of tea, or you can grab some juice, or some yogurt if you like, anything you like, or some water. So I'm going to pop that on the chopping board now. I'm going to grab my serrated knife, so I'm going to carefully pop my lovely bread on this lovely chopping board. So we got our bread ready. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about the tomato focaccia bread. And that's the bread we're talking about. So I'm going to show you the inside, how it came out. It looks nice. So the bread is ready. So now, that's the bread. So you guys falling up. So if you tap that, the bread sounds hollow. You can see sounds hollow. You can hear that. When you tap a bread, it sounds hollow. Tap on the other side, sounds hollow. On top, you can hear the sound. And you can see the cherry toms. You can see the rosemary. They are still fresh, they didn't burn. They look nice. Only 20 minutes. So I'm going to slice that and I'm going to show you the inside. I'm going to enjoy that. So if you're just joining this live stream, please remember to share, like, subscribe to the channel, and of course, hit the like button, and of course, share this lovely video, my friends. So I'm going to slice that now, straight away. So you want to slice it, you slice, makes it look nice. You look at the inside, nice and soft, you can see, nice and soft. So that's the bread, nice and soft. You can see, very soft. Yum yum. So the bread is ready. Yeah. So bread is ready. So that's the tomato focaccia bread. So it's nice and soft. Lovely, look at that. So, thanks for watching, my friends. Please remember to share, like, and subscribe to this lovely channel. Give it a like. Cheers. Bye bye. See you next time.
X.
Yeah, see you next time. Bye bye.